over. I do like the command centre. You've got to face your opponent directly in there, haven't you, Jenny?
And it's right in the middle of this whole paddock and racetrack, so it's great. It's great positioning.
Yeah, it certainly is. The start is way down at the bottom of the hill. You can see Timmy Hansen far left of your screen, then Mattias Ekström, then Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski and Laya Sansa, the two female drivers over on the right-hand side of the grid. Such a great title fight, of course, between those teams last year.
Right, the drivers are looking. They're ready to go. As soon as the green light goes, they are racing in Scotland, the second of our races today in qualifying 1. Right, it's green and they are go. It's a good start for Sands. All three of them use their Noah hyperdrive, just RXR haven't. On the inside, it's the Hansen and Sands is going around the outside of the McLaren. It's Timmy Hansen going out there then. First of all, he's got a good shot in the Andretti. Then they go up the hill. So it's Andretti leading the way. And then it's Acciona Sainz. RXR have used their Renault Hyperdrive now going up the hill to give them an extra boost of power. And they've overtaken the McLaren Racing. That's a good idea for them.
It is, because it's so steep, Jenny, and the extra power there makes such a big difference. It's so down the flag. So I think that was Arlen-Kotlinski who's down the flag, in which case that'll be a 5-second penalty straight away. Ekström reaches for the handbrake a couple of times there to get the car rotated. But yeah, definitely a good place to use it. If you're not going to use it off the start, I think you're trying to line up a good exit from turn 2 and use it up the hill. Maybe not executed perfectly because she was in behind the Acciona Sainz, which meant there was no chance to make a pass, but they've given away one of their secrets there, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I tell you what, Timmy Hansen is just stretching his lead at the top of the timing sheets to 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
2 minutes would be good, wouldn't it, Jenny? That would have been a hell of a
very
start.
much.
Yeah.
And look,
go on.
Ekström's just trying to line up that car, the RXR car, and trying to get ahead, and
She's dropped it on the brakes. So mistake by Arlen-Kotlinski, just went to give the weight transfer in, so you flick the car by putting the weight one way and then the other. And unfortunately, if you can't get the weight to come back, that's what happens. You half spin in the opposite direction. You can actually just see their track map, Jenny, up above the driver there. You can see the track map pasted to the top of the windscreen, and that's so they can talk to the engineers directly about which corner they're in. They're giving
good reference.
Corners a turn. Right, here's the bump. Watch for the bump at the bottom that caught Clara out. There it is. It's that white section of track on the inside, which is basically the permanent road. You see it over to the left-hand side? It's like the return road, and our track crosses that road. That's the first time I've spotted that from the drone, and that's what pitched her over.
Yeah, the drone footage is so good here, just following the cars around, and you can really get an idea of what that track looks like, where the bumps are.
And the elevation, look at this. I mean, you know, we're flying up and the hill is well above us, so this is not a great start by RXR, and it's worth noting they are unbeaten so far this season in any of their qualifying races. They won all their qualifying races in Saudi Arabia, and of course they won the first round as well, P4 at the second one, but with potentially a penalty, Jenny, for that down flag, and the fact they're in P4 with a little mistake from Arlen-Kotlinski, a little bit of work for them to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see they're just extending their lead at the top of that Andretti car. It's now up to 3 seconds and 8, 7, or up to 4. They're doing well at the start. McLaren are just trying to give the squeeze on the Acciona Sainz team. The window wipers are going full blast, but it's really hard to try and find a way. Oh, through on the inside, there's just not enough room. So close now. Are they going to try the outside? Yes, they are trying the outside. Let's see what happens when they go through turn 20. Yes, they've managed to do waypoint 20. That's a great move for the McLaren.
It is. So that's Ekström past his old teammate Laya Sands. So if you remember, they were sat together in the Acciona Sainz last year. There were the problems at the very final event, and it was all a bit tricky for them. And then Ekström departed for McLaren. McLaren made a move to get what they felt was the 2 quickest drivers who were available in the series, and they're now coming down into the switch. So look how late he can go on the brakes through this now right hand. A little bit of time on the throttle, and they're back on 30 kilometres an hour. Yesterday in practice, loads of drivers penalised for speeding. Everything from 150 euros to 1,500 euros for people who are being very naughty and doing 70 kilometres an hour and a 30. Not the police, of course, just the stewards.
So this is race control decision. This is for the down flag coming in. You can see RXR just clattered that straight on. So a 10-second time penalty for that dropped flag at the waypoint, and they will be added onto the end of this race. So I tell you what, Kristoffersen has got to go some way if he's going to claw that back. I mean, he is good, but can anyone claw that back? I don't know.
It's a big ask, isn't it? It is a big ask. Timmy Hansen doing exactly what he said, which was getting the whole shot. Look how clean the screen is on the Andretti Autokila machine as Katie Munnings gets in. I saw Katie down at the launch of Extreme H. We had the Santa Elena in the River Thames, which was fantastic, Jenny, wasn't it? We were down there together. Nice to see the new car, and actually nice for us to see the boat.
Really
for the first time ever.
It was so cool, and moored up alongside HMS Belfast. There was absolutely
opposite the Tower of London. Yeah,
setting.
I mean, there are no. I have to say, I was thinking to myself, there is no other series that can do a launch like this. You know, let's just park the ship next to Tower Bridge. Mega.
As you do.
Yeah.
Katie Munnings then takes over in that number 27 car for Andretti Autokila Extreme E, and she will get the lead. Then in second place, it's the McLaren car with Cristina Gutiérrez at the wheel. Then it is Fraser McConnell for the Science XE team, and then Johan Kristoffersen at the back with it all to do.
So bearing in mind the two drivers of McLaren came from two different teams, as Munnings uses her in our hyperdrive the second she leaves. And swap teams. And in the last session, you saw Ekström pass his old teammate Sands. You've now got McConnell in the Acciona Science, his new team, trying to pass his old teammate from X44, Cristina Gutiérrez, in the McLaren. So we've got some nice synergies here. It's tricky getting stuck into your old teammate. You know, buddies in the paddock, wasn't last season great, right? Now you're getting it in the door. So let's see whether Fraser can find a way past. Having said that, we know Gutierrez is rapid. I think the EY report shows that her improvement in particular was very, very strong. Yeah,
absolutely. The advantages that these teams are getting from each other is great. So you can see that McConnell just hounding down Gutierrez, wanting to take second place and try and close that gap to Andretti. Can he do it? That's the problem. It's really tricky to pass it. Can he find a little bit of grass to give himself some extra propulsion forward?
And the Anoa hyperdrive as well. So he's got potentially the Anoa hyperdrive still to use. I wonder if somewhere like this would be the perfect place to gain a bit of momentum. He looks to the inside of Gutierrez, sticks the nose in, just avoids the flag. So he's done well not to take that. But look at Gutierrez, he's wiping the front corner of the car with all the flags. Fraser as well.
That is okay to do. You just can't down them. So you can touch them, just don't down them. That's the main thing. And Fraser McConnell, windscreen wipers on, just trying to find a way. Oh dear, that is a touch. That is definitely down.
That's a 10-seconder without a shadow of a doubt. The stewards you won't even have to look into that, so that's going to be a penalty for them as well. So I think potentially Fraser will have seen that, but it doesn't matter. He will still want to get in front because Munnings is 7.2 up the road. 7.2 up the road for Katie Munnings.
Look at the back of the McLaren. It looks like they've got a puncture rear right, or no, rear left, sorry, coming down, but maybe the suspension's gone, not a puncture.
Left rear does look low on that car. It's crabbing big time. Now Kristoffersen is on the back. It is a puncture. So the Continental has gone down, unfortunately. Big rocks here. It's hanging off the back of the car.
She won't know.
Kristoffersen's right in behind McConnell. They've both got their hyperdrives. I thought this would be where they'd use it, but they've dropped off the back of the car with a puncture. Now Rosberg. So Kristoffersen uses his Noah hyperdrive to try and close the gap down. McConnell is right there, and surely this will be an easy prey for him. With a puncture, he looks to the inside of his old teammate, but she's keeping the door shut, Jenny.
She's getting amazing traction considering she doesn't have any tyre properly on that car, but she's carrying on. So these cars are built to last, and they really are lasting well. Gutierrez just staying in front at the moment, but McConnell just going tight in on that. Can she keep him out? Can she close the door? She's doing it at the moment.
Something happened to Kristoffersen. He's miles off the back. Gutierrez is soaring away at the wheel. It will be the right-handers which are tricky here. You can see as she leans on the car. The rim is digging in. McConnell has to get closer. He's still got his hyperdrive. Goes for the outside line. Fraser McConnell trying to go the long way round his old teammate Gutierrez in the Acciona Science machine. It is all the way round the outside for McConnell. He'll be on the right-hand side into the next one. Gutierrez still there. He's going to get squeezed over the jump. Finally, McConnell gets it done. That's a great bit of racecraft. Noah hyperdrive very late. They're both going over the flag there, Jenny. I don't know how that stands.
They can't see it, so it's down. The visibility is so poor. I think they can get away with that because what else can they do? But well, throw it up to the stewards and they can make head or tail of that.
So here comes Katie Munnings down the hill. She'll be aware of what happened in the last one. She's got a big enough gap, so this will be a steady run over the line. Andretti Autokila take race 2 in Q1. In the background, Fraser McConnell finally got the better of his old teammate Cristina Gutiérrez. He gets P2 for Acciona Science with Laren Sands. Ekström and Gutiérrez get P3, and RXR, that was a disaster. They had a down flag, they had a penalty. Christopherson then caught up to the back of McConnell, but something has happened to that car, and he releases the belts for a P4. They're going to have to win the next session if they want any hope of making the final.
Well, that was breathtaking, wasn't it? Another one, a scorcher. I don't know how they managed in that stricken car with the wheel half hanging off at that McLaren. Cristina Gutiérrez did a great job. No wonder. No wonder she's breathing heavily.
The difference between her and Munnings, you look at Katie on board, she's like, yeah, wicked, full chill.
That was a nice day.
Yeah, good. And then you look at poor Cristina, how she... To hold up, what I was particularly impressed with was with that tyre down, the right-handers are tricky, and that was where you would assume McConnell would have a crack at her, and she's braked early, turned in early, and just basically stuck the car to the inside line. She forced Fraser to go round the outside. Great racecraft. That's why you always want to be in front. You know, if you can use tactics to be in front, you can hold people off even with a puncture. She nearly held on to that position.
So we've got another race decision. This is for the down waypoint flag, and it is a 10-second time penalty for car number 58. You don't get a penalty for driving over an already downed waypoint flag. Perfect. So that's good to know. So these are the results for qualifying 1, heat 2. You can see there, unusual for them, RXR down in 4th place and quite some way off the back with that penalty. 3rd place, it was McLaren with that 18.23 second disadvantage. Then you can see Acciona Science in 2nd place. And in 1st place, you just heard from them, Hansen and Munnings in the Andretti Tequila getting 1st place.
After that run, how on earth did you get that car back with the rear left puncture the way it was?
It was not easy, especially because also we have mud, we have some ruts, jumps and fast corners, so it was not easy to defend the position. Finally, Fraser took my position, but I couldn't do anything more. With a car like that, it's super difficult, but we are glad to have the car in one piece in the garage.
The car is in one piece, you'll be taking the start next as well. What have you learned from watching the first 2 races?
I mean, it's not an easy race. We have seen in the previous race some accidents and also some punctures. So we need to be careful also with the rocks and with the positions, because it will not be easy. And also we start with all the boys from Rallycross, so it will be interesting for me.
Look, Extreme obviously is all about equality, and we don't need to put a spotlight on it. It's shining bright in this paddock, but we are focusing specifically on it this weekend. And as you've just mentioned, you are up against all the lads, but you take it to them each and every time. You're one of the fastest drivers here, regardless of gender.
Yeah, I try to do my best. For sure, I learn a lot from each driver, also from Mattias. I am learning a lot. It's a pleasure to be in this team, Neo McLaren, and also with Mattias. It's a great honor for me, and I hope to learn a lot and continue to grow up in my career.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. Hard luck this morning. Good luck next time.
Thank you so much.